Just making another life to express my thoughts and ideas. I just would like to be the only one be able to tell my story and my experiences. And you know, I, sometimes I do find difficulty expressing myself because over the time I've been here on this plane or field of existence, right? I've only come to the conclusion more and more every day. I come to the conclusion that there is nobody you really can you're really supposed to trust. There is people that you should be able to trust, but how is it for me? How is it for me where people are fixing are noticing all my life? I'm noticing all my life because it's not a thing where I did notice. Is a thing where I never had no interest in any other people and trusting any other people around me. Right? I never had no interest. But now, since I'm adult, I have certain people in my life that I went out and tried, I seen that others noticing that you can't count on people. Like zero. People will have you under this impression that you can, no matter how serious the situation, you can know this person for how many years, and you don't really know somebody until they show you something about themselves. Right? You never really know nothing. People will say anything to have your attention. Because that's all people want is your attention. Some people don't want nothing more than just your attention. So, they'll build you up and make you have this impression that you can count on them. And really, a lot of people in life, just generally everyday people, are useless and very comfortable with being useless. They want to be. Being useless, give them some form of security. If them can be as pathetic and useless and being this way is not even to accumulate or achieve anything. They don't really have that sense of say urgency. Say I need things to protect me. I need these things so I don't have to go to the doctor and trust the doctor. I need these things so I don't have to use trust be dependent or reliant on somebody else thing. Cause when they take away that thing, right, it affect your business. I remember in my country, right, when they they start putting in new laws and they enforce them against the public transportation, right, and then everybody can't get to work. Everybody, after they enforce that law, everybody can't get to work. They are, the police officers had to make accommodation for us working class people. Because if you put a law out there, say the taxes them, I don't really keep up with those laws that don't really never going to affect me, or currently don't affect me. I don't really definitively understand, but no, I understand. It's like that if you don't have a red plate, if you don't have a red plate, you can't operate as a taxi or have people in your car and be making monetary gain. So I don't know why some of them don't. Cause I see like if you're a taxi man, you can make up to 100,000 a day, right? a day. So I don't know why they don't want to buy the red plate, because I see cost 16,000. You see me, that's nothing. Yeah, that's supposed to nothing to you. But you know, they just don't have the red plate. And police, they're liable to lock you. You can get charged for it. And your vehicle can repossess. So your your vehicle can confiscate it from you. So, you know, for them business match up, right? But people have to trust in them. And then the thing is, because of how the reckless driving, the unsafe reckless driving that taxis do out here to wave against traffic, right? It make people reach work fast. It make people if you want to put your trust, if you are, you can always put your faith and trust in these the Jamaican taxi will make it reach anywhere under under a short period of time. So I have certain people in my life, and how they've all of them, although it's different levels and it's coming from different angles too. Where I this person might have the very intent just to violate me and insult me, while others just don't care about my feelings and how I perceive things and just don't respect me. Then you have, and it's just that's how they want it. It don't matter how charismatic, how anything. It don't none of the characteristic traits. This is how they just feel that they need to be with me, and me trying to fight against it, argue against it, me being discomfortable, me be acknowledging it is a thing. It's just only make it worse. Only make it worse. It only make more confrontation. Even if I'm not looking for confrontation, I'm looking for understanding. Right? I want to understand why you need to be this way with all the stuff I gone through. Why if in my last moments, uh you're the only thing that can be changed, um whether I continue or die, right? Your decision, your act of generosity towards me as your companion, spouse, or whichever person it might be, right? A lot of them see me grow, and still, I've never seen much growth from them. They're still the same person I know 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Like, how that even possible? And then what I hate the most, they see you doing all these growing. They see you doing all these growing, and they still acting like you're the same person. And even the person that they met, you're coming to understand excuses. You're making up shit, you're twisting up shit, but your character so you can have the excuse to get away with sadistic shit. You know? And it's like sometimes, you can never distrust the universe to be conspiring against you. Not let me correct that. Not against you. I'm very sorry. With you. You feel sometimes, but how can you really be just dependent on a force that you can never see? You never can see. Cause I was in a situation where right now, well, previously, where I had to depend on this one person. I was just depending on my spouse to come through with for me. Right? Uh, and she had only built me up to have this impression, said she would help me. And it's like if the universe never conspired to even break its own laws, because when I was up there, when I was told I was going to receive this thing, right? When I was told I was going to receive this thing was when was in the upcoming week, right? The upcoming week, I want the people to me. The upcoming week, so I asked my spouse to send me something to help me to until I reach then, and then I'll go get back at work. No, I don't hear nothing from them. They only built me up for 2 days, right? Built me up for 2 days. I don't hear nothing, and it's like almost like they're just avoiding me, right? And I said like, yo, you, you know, people like going like they're real considerate and like to help people. That's what they showed it to the public, but people not really as helpful as they want. They just want to have this bravado to the rest of the world so they can constantly have excuses. Excuses. It's like everything people do nowadays is so them can have an excuse. And I know people might not fully understand, but that's what I see is always an excuse. You go on a pursuit of happiness, there's somebody I tell you an excuse why that's not. You shouldn't go on that, right? And then there's another person, right? And this individual, and it's almost as if the whole universe, like I said, conspiring. It's like sometimes it does feel like because the universe in its divine wisdom knows that these facts and just don't want me get caught up into no. Well, I don't feel the impression or to get caught up into no false reality lingering around and just doing nothing all day. Like when you're watching those sitcom, you really when I come as an adult, I really looking back and seeing like all those shows I watch, they never really taught you nothing more than Bill Cosby, but they never show you behind the scenes of how Bill Cosby came to be what he was. It's just people just sitting down and doing nothing, talking about nothing, feeling about nothing. All of these things, emotions, uh, drama wasted on nothing. Nothing. I remember watching Thundermans. These people are literal superheroes, have superpowers. And all they did was sit down and do nothing and idle and prank one another. And you know, when you really look on it, if you pay attention to the world, look on the dollar right now. Every day is deflating. Every day is deflating. Nobody can have time to really do this bullshit. If you making a 45,000 a year, and that's a fixed amount, your fixed salary, if the dollar is dropping, and you have a fixed salary, put two and two together. The maths don't add up how people are acting. The maths, if it did add up, then you could have said, all right, they can afford to be this way. But when you do the maths don't add up. If the dollar going down, you don't have no time for be sitting around lollygagging, just thinking about the next time you're going to stuff your face. Because that's what I feel like people, the only desire or goal certain people have in life, like the whole time they've been here, the only thing they ever think about is the next time them going to stuff them face. And that's not a thing that I really had to do. Like, is a thing where I realize sometimes I have to remember for eat. Like, cause I will, especially if I'm working. Well, after a while, if I'm working, after a while I'll start need to maintain my, maintain my weight and all those stuff. Like, I'll get hungry. I'll start feel hungry though, but I'm not going to lie. When I'm working, I don't need to eat a lot. I don't think I eat a lot in comparison to people, everyday people. Right? So, I do admit I'm an addict. I'm an addict. I do smoke a lot. And sometimes I do find myself thinking about when the next time I smoke. Right? So I can relate to that. And that's why I can pick, I can acknowledge that that's where majority obesity in society or just around the globe, where it stem from. Because you notice that if anybody ever will notice this, if you go into the eastern hemisphere of this world, the eastern world, say fat people don't exist. I don't know. It's just a Western, and I don't think Easterners, people from the East, even understand it themselves. Right? Why would you be comfortable being dead weight, literally dead weight? Because that's all. That's all it would be. That's literally scientifically what you are accumulating in your dead weight. Because it's not alive, it's not conscious, and it doesn't do anything, it doesn't help your mobility, it doesn't help you in any way possible. But you in yourself feel like you're supposed to be comfortable. This mess up your mind. Obesity mess up your mind. It mess up everything. It mess up your heart, your intestines. You see me? Your intestines. There's no purpose in being, you see me? There's no purpose in being overweight. There's no benefits. Doesn't make you even look aesthetically appealing, although certain women in the world from the Western Hemisphere want to deceive themselves otherwise. And I tell you about this delusion shit. You see me? So I just grateful for the universe to always try restore balance. And a lot of people like to stretch the fabric of reality as far as they can. And I just appreciate of the universe being retaining, because of the 25 years I've lived, I'm soon 26, and I'm grateful to almost reach that marker. I just feel a way in myself that are not working, but how I seen it is maybe God, because a lot of things had occurred. I know I came and complain about it on my platform or say something, and it's just to get it off my chest. And not only that, it's as almost as if you're not document things. If it's not like, even writing things don't even mean anything anymore, because a motherfucker can tear it up or destroy it, or if it's not put in court. And even then, because they don't comprehend these things, It don't matter or relevant to them whether or not these things are being done. But that's why I document things because of the low inter. I notice that. Yeah, I don't even really see myself. I'm really more time. I'm more like a macho guy, but I do like my intellect. I like knowing things. I like being able to use what I know and apply it confidently to anything I'm doing. Right? So, you know, the incompetency of people is so high, and these people like being incompetent, especially women. They like being incompetent at being women. And some of these women don't even have no excuse. Don't really have no excuse because everything was right there before you. And you fought, you resisted against the programming, the right programming, for go take up a somebody else programming. So a people, a group of people you don't know. You never ever see them. The people who create these programming, some of you women under. And yes, I get what you're saying about this generalization. All I know is not the same. But there's distinct patterns. That's what we men talking about. We don't need to look for the specific where deviate off, make you feel like you're deviating off from the whole lot. You know, you're not a renegade. All I know at this generally the same way. That's literally what it is. If I'm put in a cage right now with a tiger, I not going to think say, all right, maybe this tiger is somewhat different from the rest of tigers. I never really come across a tiger in my life, but my conclusion is that this tiger is not dangerous. It's not going to kill me. I continue, it sounds to make less and less sense. And this is how it is for man. For men, real men who really undergo and need to trying to get their shit together. That's all I see. That's how we just, it make no sense to see the reality as anywhere else. If I see clouds accumulating in the sky and it looks, I see the tinge, the contrast of the clouds look very dark, and it look like it's going to prepare to rain, I'm going to fucking find shelter. It just makes fucking common sense. A woman will tell you now, say, nah, not to believe, trust in your instincts. That you right before you see, say, you know, and I'm telling you, it's like people trying to make themselves nowadays to be as useless as possible. Like I don't want to get banned because I just thought of a thought. I really had to double think about. I really have to understand. So I'm talking to other people here, and you know, YouTube. I don't want to disrespect YouTube. YouTube even give me the platform. You know, well, you know, if it's say I get monetized in the future, this video, I don't really care. But the LGBTQ is the prime example of this. Is the prime. I don't even need to say anymore. Cause it's like people nowadays this is the Trojan horse. I don't even know, bro. I say like, yo, that Trojan horse, I don't know. It don't seem like it going anywhere to me. I won't even take it and sit me. Cause I say like, oh, can people that's why you would trust in them, and they don't serve no value. You know, and this is the thing. Like, it might sound hard sure I'm saying, but this is the reality for me. I've always had to make myself, since I'm born, I have to always make myself look some way useful. I had to give it a pass, right? Because that's how what I realized about myself, why I even able to, to endure or persevere through so much intolerable, inhumane acts. And this is, it's like anytime I notice that anytime now, as the more I get older, the more people I go around, the more people try to exercise it with me when they feel like they can get away. And that's what I notice with weak-minded people, sheep people, whenever them feel like say, oh, the law now go get them, or no, there's no real going to be no real consequence for them action, them be as corrupt as possible. And they try to bend, they even will try to stunt and hinder your mental development or stagnate your mental development just so they can create the enact the sadistic masochistic ideology. They don't care how you come by maintaining yourself. As long as they get the exercise and get the rocks off, they're cool. And majority of your time you realize that the time you've been on earth is mostly a time being spent on influencing and manipulating people. Is really up, down, come down to whether or not you've been spending that time to be a good manipulator or a bad manipulator. Even in your family, that's all you're doing. You're manipulating your mother, your father, to make yourself appear as an asset, right, to this company or this family.